Rapunzel. Once upon a time there lived a couple, and they longed for a child. The wife often said, "When will the God bless us the child? I really need it." But one day, a day came when she came to know that she is going to give a birth, and she was extremely happy to hear that. "Thank you, God, for such a beautiful blessing." One night she saw a dream of a primrose, and she heard a voice. "If you want your child to survive, get a primrose. If you want your child to be beautiful and fair, get the primrose." Second night she saw the same dream, and on the third night she saw again the same dream. She told her husband, "Get the primrose or a child will die. Please get it." In the morning she went to take a walk, and suddenly on the neighboring house she noticed there was a bunch of primroses, and she got happy. She ran to her husband and said, "Listen, I saw a bunch of primroses. Please do get for me. I really need it. We need to save our child." The husband said, "Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Somehow I'll get it. Don't worry." But the garden belonged to an evil enchantress, and at the twilight, husband risked his life to get the handful of primroses so that her child can survive. After seeing the primroses, she felt a sense of satisfaction, and she wanted more of them. She smelled them and she said, "No, get me more. I'm not satisfied." But when the husband returned, he was caught by the enchantress. "How dare you steal my garden?" The enchantress was very ugly to look at. She had a green hand and green face, and she was wearing grey gown with red coat. Trembling in fear, he narrated what he saw in dream. And the enchantress got angry. "As a punishment, I'll take your baby in return," said the evil enchantress. So, when the baby was born, the enchantress appeared and took her away. When the daughter was snatched away from them, the couple became really sad. They were so sad and they were so disheartened that after some time they died. The enchantress named the girl Rapunzel, and she grew to be very beautiful. She had a blue eyes, pink cheeks, and pink lips, and the best part about her were her hair. At the age of 12, the enchantress took Rapunzel to a very, very tall tower and locked her inside. It had just one window. Rapunzel was very lonely. She has no one to talk to. Her favorite pastime was to get up in the morning and enjoy the nature, or during the evening enjoy the nature. She had a beautiful voice to sing, so she often passed the time singing the song. She had no idea what the other world looked like, so she passed her time looking outside and enjoying the nature and singing. The enchantress often used to go out 2 times a day, during daytime and even during evening time. Rapunzel was living on the top of the tower where there were no stairs to climb up or to climb down. When the enchantress wanted to climb up the tower, she would call Rapunzel, "I Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Rapunzel would let down her hair fall, and the enchantress would climb up with its help. When Rapunzel was alone, she was singing. She was passing her time. The prince heard the voice and he looked at the bag and tried to look where the voice was coming. He tried to find out from where the voice was coming, so he started following the voice. And suddenly, from the middle of the jungle, he came out towards the tower. He looked up and saw the most beautiful girl, Rapunzel, was sitting in front of the window and singing the melodious song. Suddenly he noticed the voice of someone's footstep, so he hid himself behind the trees. It was Enchantress, and she shouted with the top of her voice, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down your hair." Rapunzel let her hair fall, and with the help of the hair enchantress climbed up the hair, and the prince noticed all this while staying behind the woods. The prince waited till the enchantress would go away because he wanted to meet Rapunzel. When the enchantress left, the prince called out with a top voice, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down your hair." Rapunzel will let her hair fall, and she noticed a male figure was climbing her hair. And they start meeting daily, and both of them fell in love. Once Prince asked her, "Rapunzel, will you marry me?" Rapunzel agreed, and she asked him, "Get me yarn of silk so that I can weave a ladder and we both can run away." One day Enchantress was returning home early, and she noticed the prince climbing down the hair. As the prince went away, the enchantress climbed up her hair and said, "You wicked child! I will punish you. For so many years I've taken care of you. I've snatched away from your parents so that I could grow you up in a beautiful child. And you betrayed me. You wicked child! Now you'll see what I'll do with you, where I'll leave you to die." With a magical spell, she took her to the desert, and she chopped up all her beautiful hair. Rapunzel's heart broke when she saw her hair lying on the floor. The enchantress was fuming with anger. She said, "Now it's your destiny that you betrayed me, and you will live here forever and you'll starve to death." She left her in the desert alone. She became disheartened. She cried and cried because she has no hope. Next day, the prince came to the Rapunzel's tower, and he called her. Called her once, called her twice, but he couldn't see her on the window. So he felt that something badly wrong had happened with her. The prince searched her in the wood, and he searched her in the forest, but he could not find her. He was very worried. Where has she gone? At the end of the forest, he could hear someone was singing. He started following the voice because he could make out that it was Rapunzel. By the end, he reached toward the desert and found her. Both were so happy to see each other. They both ran and hugged each other, and they decided to start with a new journey of life. So finally, in the end, they both, Prince and Rapunzel, got married and they gave birth to twin children, a girl and a boy. And they lived their life happy ever after in the Prince Kingdom. If you like my video, do subscribe me and like me.